Hello, welcome to Introduction to Chemistry. My name is Mary Ann Teague and I will be your instructor this semester. I just wanted to take a few minutes to show you around the class a little bit and highlight a few things that you might find helpful as you're getting started. So first of all, this is the Talon homepage. When you first log into Talon, you should see a page that looks like this with a window for each of your classes. This is our class, so if you click on that, it will take us to our course homepage, which looks like this. As you scroll down, there are announcements. I try to keep this updated so that if there are reminders or information you need, just anything that might be helpful, I'll try to post it here. So I encourage you to check this often. There are also links to things like the course calendar and another link to content. But the most important link, besides the announcements on the course homepage, is this one right here. This is My Lab and Mastering links. So this will help you connect to our Mastering Chemistry course for the semester. We use that for homework and for tutorials, and there's just a lot of really good textbook resources on that site. But the way we have it set up is that it's linked to our Talon course. So you can't go directly to the Pearson website and log in there and access our course that way. You have to click through from our Talon class. The very first time, you'll need to click on this button on the course homepage to get your logins linked and to enter your access code and all of that other stuff. Once you've done that, you should be able to access the assignments directly as they're linked in the course content. However, if it ever tells you session expired or that you need to log in, just come back to the course homepage and click on this button. So you also might find it easiest just to click here to access our mastering assignments. However, this does open it in a new tab or a new browser window. So if your pop-up blocker is turned on, then nothing will happen when you click on the link. So if you're trying it and it doesn't work and nothing happens, check your pop-up blocker. Usually there would be a notification in the browser bar up here if the pop-up blocker is blocking something. So check for that. And you can always ask me questions if you're having trouble with something or if there's something you're not sure about. So you can contact me too. All right, so that's our course homepage. There's lots of buttons and tabs up here. A lot of them are pretty self-explanatory, but if you don't know what they do, then I encourage you to click on everything to figure it out. Usually you can just, hold your cursor over it and it will kind of give you an idea of what the various things are. So I encourage you to explore that if you haven't done that already. For the purposes of our class, there are two tabs that are pretty important. One is the Progress tab. If you click this, it is literally a summary of everything you've done in the class. So you can check here to see all kinds of good stuff. Two of the things that will be most helpful are assignments and quizzes. There are study guides that you can submit as part of the content that we'll be working on, and I will give you feedback on your study guides. It's a good way to communicate if there's specific questions about content or anything else. If you want to see feedback on your study guides, you would click on assignments, and you can access that there. You can also review your quiz attempts. So once you have taken a quiz, you can look at it to see what you missed, what you got right, which hopefully wouldn't be a surprise, and it can give you an idea of what you might need to review again. For each quiz, you get 3 attempts, and I would strongly encourage you to review your attempt before you try taking it again. I know sometimes it's tempting just to keep going and hope that the next time will be better, but if you review your work before you try again, it might actually give you an idea of whether you need to go do some more practice problems or ask some questions or think about it a little bit more before you try again. So assignments, quizzes, and lots of other cool stuff, but those are the two big things for progress. You'll probably spend most of your time, though, in the course content tab, which is where the course content is. Not too surprising. For right now, all you'll be able to see is what I've titled Unit 0. That's because this is the attendance verification for the class. Once you have completed the attendance verification for the class, you will be able to access Unit 1, which is the content, and it will get you started on the actual material. So the course is broken up into units. And each of the units has 8 modules in it. And the modules are all structured very similarly to how I have set up the attendance verification unit. So this should give you a sense of the structure for how the class works. So each module will have a description that tells you a little bit about what's going to be in the module. These are the learning outcomes. So these are the specific things that you'll be asked to do on the quiz. So it's helpful to look at that and know exactly what you're going to need to be able to do. And then it also will tell you what the standards are in order to pass the module. So that might sound weird, but that's because this is here because the course is set up such that you earn your grade by passing content modules. So rather than worrying about keeping track of points and various assignments and scores on things, all you need to do is pass a content module. And if the more content modules you pass, the higher your grade will be. So it's important to know what you need to do to pass. Typically, there are 2 things to pass a unit or a module. You need to do 3 out of 4 of what I call formative assignments. That's because these things are not about measuring what you already know. The purpose of these assignments is to sort of help you understand it better. So the study guide is to sort of help you read through and watch videos and answer questions. This is a little different because it's the attendance verification, but there will be tutorials and homework sets that, again, it's not about how high a score you can get. It's about how well do you understand the material and asking you questions to help you dig deeper into the material. And there's always a Q&A discussion where you can ask questions and answer each other's questions, and I'll post there too. So all of these are designed to help you work through the material and understand it better. And because of that, they are not graded on how many points you get, but they're just graded on completion. So homeworks and tutorials are graded just on, did you actually try all of the questions? Did you try to answer everything? If you skip something, then it's not complete. So you have to do everything. And the same thing is true of the study guide. If you leave things blank, if you don't answer questions, then that's not complete. So they do have to be complete, but you get to choose which 3 of the 4 you want to do, and they're there to help you. And that's, well, I could say lots more about that, but that's the most important stuff. For the attendance verification, one of these, this Intro to Mastering, is on the Mastering Chemistry site. So if you do not yet have your textbook or the access code, you can skip that one and just do the other 3, and you can come back and do that later if you want, to sort of figure out how Mastering Chemistry works. Or you can get temporary access to Mastering Chemistry. But if you do that, please remember that it is temporary, and you still do need to enter an access code or purchase an access code to be able to use it all semester. So that's one part of passing a unit or a module. The other comes from passing the quiz. And by passing, I mean getting an 80% or higher. I'm looking to see that you actually do understand the material. So in order to demonstrate understanding, a 60% isn't really good enough for that. So in order to pass the quiz, you have to get at least an 80% or higher on it. And when grading those quiz questions, the quiz questions are pretty much all graded pass-fail as well. So there's no partial credit. You either get the question completely right or you don't. And so keep that in mind when you're taking the quizzes, because you do get multiple attempts, but you might want to think carefully about it, study for it, prepare for it, and there you go. So each module typically has a page with exactly what you need to be reading out of the textbook. So it'll tell you, in this case, it's read the course syllabus, read the course expectations. Typically in a content module, it would say read these sections out of chapter whatever. And then I'll also post videos. The video I'm recording right now will be posted here as the course walkthrough. But all of this is what you need, providing the information that you need to know. So this is a pretty important page. After that is a study guide. So this is just something that you can fill out as you read, and then you can submit it down here to count as passing the module and to get some feedback from me on what you have read. Then there's usually a tutorial. I have an email thing for the attendance verification, and you'll notice that this happened. Usually, if you click on a mastering assignment link, it will open automatically because our things are linked. But sometimes you will see this session expired button. And if you go back to the course homepage and click on that My Lab and Mastering, it'll refresh the connection and you should be able to access your assignments that way. Then a discussion board where you can post questions. And last but not least, the quiz. So that is generally how all the modules are structured. And I will leave you to read all of this and get familiar with how the course is set up. If you are completing the study guide, then the last thing you need to know is that chemistry is awesome. But you probably already knew that because chemistry is awesome. And I'm excited to be able to share it with you this semester. So ask me questions. Let me know what's going on. And I look forward to hearing from you.